fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Junto, who, in the last part he was a little bit busy. He has taken a bit of an adventure, returning back to the old stomping grounds, as if it were. Now, Junto made his way to the nation, or the capital, that is known for being the brightest city in the nation. Now, Deku, yeah, he encountered Todoroki, and that was briefly fun. Deku thinking that this was just some commoner or somebody from a small village. However, there was the way he dressed and the way he acted. He's being treated like a rich, spoiled brat. Him surprised to find somebody from another world. And this did catch his interest. They call him a hero. However, he knows exactly how he turned out. He knows what that capital or what that nation does to people from their world. Now, Deku, yeah, he was pretty annoyed. The fact is, somehow this guy's here too. So he's guessing he died, and that one girl, she reincarnated him too. And that does piss him off. He's not alone, yeah, but at the same time, that man, he's just going to go back into a place that he just turned vacant. He's going to become a pawn for the king. And that does piss him off. Now, there is the fact that Deku, he did then take off with Princess Victoria. And he basically did leave the king with an option. Or, rather the less, no option. He has both of the king's children, Atoria and Dominic. He's threatening to kill one unless the king surrenders, and basically withdraws his forces from the war effort. Now, Deku, he already knows the choice the king is going to make. And he's trying to at least prove to Dominic, his father, yeah, he's more of a monster than he is. Now, with that being said, we do actually pick up with Deku, as they've already made their way back to the capital. And he's landed and set Atoria down. So, I take it since your father released you, you're at least able to think freely, right? Now, Atoria, she does just stare at him. Her going to open her mouth. Dragon Slayer. Yeah, it's me. Dragon Slayer? Yeah. Now, she just start repeating this over and over again, saying the word Dragon Slayer, Dragon Slayer. And it's quite confusing. She sounds like a broken record. Now, you do actually have Dominic, who would come running out, as he does shout for his little sister. Now, the man's quite confused. Why the hell did he take his sister? You're an idiot. What do you mean? Think about this. Tomorrow that place is going to be a war ground. And I took your sister not only to get her out of there so she doesn't see any of that shit, but I don't know if your father would try anything. What? Hold her hostage, take her to another location where I can't find her? Hell. In fact, this is one of the better options I did have. The second option was turning your father into sushimi and killing your mother. What? Yeah. After your father surrenders, if he does, unlikely, he's gonna undo this magic spell. Then, if everything goes right, you can take the crown. Hmm? What? Me as the king? Well, that's the better option. However, if you don't want the job, your sister would be willing to take the place. And I'm pretty sure because of whatever happened to her, or what's happened to her already, she won't allow slavery. Hmm? I just don't understand what's so wrong. Really. Now, Deku does walk forwards, grabbing Dominic by his shirt and going to lift him up, asking him if he thinks owning another person is really as good as he does think. Asking him if he does know what it's like to eat when he's given at least one piece of food a day. If he knows what it's like to sleep in a cramped, well, cold dungeon. If he knows what it's like to be beaten within an inch of his life every single day, healed, and have that repeat every single time. If he's ever had starvation set in, if he's ever had hypothermia, if he's ever had sleepless nights where he just begs to die. That's what being a slave is. Being a slave is being so broken you don't recognize the person you see in the mirror. Now, he does going to throw Dominic backwards, as he does hit the ground. Now, Atoria she does actually go to look down at Dominic, as she does go to look down at her hands. They're shaking, and Deku does walk over, before he just does do one little thing. Him going to bring his hand up and create ice magic, along with water magic. Now, you do actually have Dominic who does look unconfused. As Deku, yeah, he pours ice cold water on the princess, as she does at least go to look around, a bit more aware and active. It's so cold. Oh, there you go. Now you're not on repeat. Hmm? Dragon Slayer? I swear, if you start saying that over and over again. Hmm? Wait, where am I? At least looks like the magical seal's not active yet. Hmm? You're alive. I know, this is a dream. It has to be. You died. I'm just having this dream again. It's not real, it's not real. Now, you do have Dominic, who would stand up and walk over. Atoria, are you alright? Her turning her head. Dominic? Wait, you've never been in my dreams before. Easy. Atoria, this isn't a dream. What? You're in the enemy nation. I took you away from your home. And I can assure you I'm very much alive. Now, just stare at him for a minute. He's missing a few of the scars on his face. Is it really true? Her going to bring her hands up and walk over to Deku. Her going to bring her hands up and touch his face. Find that she can actually feel it. Now, she's very surprised, as she is going to break down crying. And we do actually have Belle, Lee, Tori, and Ray, along with the other leaders of the nations, who they do see that. As Deku, he does carefully lower her to the ground. And you do have Dominic who does try to ask the question. As soon as he is going to open his mouth, Deku does stare at him, and emit a small little bit of bloodlust. Dominic going to stop in his tracks whenever Deku did do that. As Deku did just do one thing. He brought up his hands and pulled her into a hug. As he also did sweep her hair to the side and up, revealing the back of her neck. Where Dominic he does look down to see the symbol directly right there. Him going to bring his hands up in horror and cover his mouth. Realizing that it's true. His father is an evil man. It's, well, shocking news to him. Him going to turn and walk away. as Deku he does go to look over to where some guards are. Dominic knows he's not allowed outside the castle, and, well, he might try to leave. Now, the moment Deku did look over to some guards, they did immediately look towards him, and give a slight little nod, before quickly going to follow him. Now, this is where Deku he does at least try to comfort her with some words. He is here, he is alive. This isn't a hallucination, this isn't a dream. This isn't her imagination. Now, Deku he would go to bring her inside, as he does introduce everybody to Atoria. And you do actually have where she does look and see Belle and Lee, the two demi-human companions she remembers him with. Wow, this is real, isn't it? I haven't seen you two in my dreams either. Your dreams? She's mentally fragile right now, and she doesn't really think that this is all real. I poured some water on her to snap her out of it, but even then, it's still hard for her to soak in that she's free. She's free? Now, Deku will go to look at them, as they do see the expression on his face. It's a mix of yes and no. They can tell that Deku he's wanting to at least smile, ? But he's also showing some disdain. Now, they do actually then have the people in the room. Some of them are curious, asking if she's the princess of the nation, and she would confirm it. Now, they would ask Deku his reasoning, and he would give it to them, allowing to explain to them that he apparently met a so-called hero. A hero? Yes. I saw him for myself. Quite interesting. His level was pretty good. His level? Yes. I'm quite curious about it. Let's see. What was it again? 150? 160? Somewhere around there. It's quite impressive. Apparently, he has been working hard. If I had to say, other than the, most royal capital guards, he is at least up there. Along with his party. I am confused, though. Why is he with level 200 adventurers? Now, Deku does wonder that thought. Each one of those people, they were above the hero's rank. Yet, apparently he's the weakest. That's very curious. And he does want to know about that more. Now, Deku knows he could easily have killed them all. However, leaving them alive for right now is his best option. The king, yeah, he's definitely gonna fucking try something. And he is very curious about it all. For now, though, he does want to at least watch them squirm. The man's gonna try and claw away and use one desperate attempt. He knows that for sure. However, right now, that's all they do have. A desperate attempt. Now, Deku would ask all of them if they do have the armies gathered. And they do inform him that the enemies, or their enemies, if they do have the allies gathered together. And all of them, they do at least give reports about what's going on. As they do ask him exactly if he really does plan to do this. Yes. However, that's also it. Deku explaining, tomorrow at this time, withdraw allied advances from the fields. He's going to be heading towards that nation again. And he's going to wipe out the forces in every direction around that area. Him then explained to at least send a vanguard and other enemy force or other ally forces to help protect the fairy forest. Now, that is quite surprising. And Deku, he does then go to at least try and think about his clones, as he does wonder if they're following his orders. Now, we do actually have one clone, who he is currently going and helping the nation of the fairies. He's on the battlefield, and he's giving orders to his men and telling them what to do. As we do actually have another version of Deku, who he is currently, if I do remember correctly, on the battlefield. And he's currently helping to take back the royal capital. Now, Deku, he does actually go to try and reach out to his parallel mind. And he's wondering. He knows for a fact that they do share a connection. And he does go to do this, as he actually does hear the voice. Hello? Hey, apparently this does work. How are you? You really need to read the description of skills, along with what happens whenever you mix them together with combo magic. Huh. And I thought I was a smart one. Okay, listen, smartass. How are things going on your end? Now, we do actually have this version of Deku, who he's currently at least spinning the chain blade in his hand. Or the chain spear in his hand, as he does actually go to try and throw it out, stabbing into multiple enemies as the thing does fly through the air. And as somebody they do go to dodge away, it does actually go to directly stop and turn in midair, stabbing them directly into them as it does then throw them upwards into the air, and then go to slam them towards their troops. Before Deku, he does just explain. Right now in the nation of the Fox, they're actually doing very well. Enemy forces are quickly trying to make, withdrawals. And the Onis, they're currently at least hungry for more battle. He's already at least ordered their advances. And they're making sure that nobody will be able to retreat. We already took care of the capital today. Junto? Deku going to bring up his hand. So you have everything handled over there in the Fox Nation? Yes, we do. However, we're not really too sure how many survivors we're going to leave behind. What's a survivor? Fair point. Now, this Deku does go back to his battles, as he does go to punch a man directly clear in half, where the man did just charge at him with a sword. And Deku, he almost laughed at that. Now, with that, Deku would give a status report on the information. Over with Sylvia's nation, they are currently taking back the capital, and very soon they'll at least try and find her family, see if there are any survivors. I'm then going to inform Claire that over with her nation as well, they're at least driving back enemy forces and staying their ground. He's making sure that people aren't using elemental magic to hurt the land. And Claire Sheck does stare at him surprised. I wasn't aware you cared. Well, I've done some research. Just like the elves, just like the nation of prey, and, basically any other nation that does live in forest areas, your nation has an agreement with the druids, do they not? Yes, we do. Yeah, I assumed. It's, important that you don't ruin that. Besides, I don't want to piss off any spirits. That would be a bad thing. Now, they do look at him quite surprised. That's oddly sincere. Now, he does then go to stand and inform them all that he's going to be heading back to his quarters. Now, he does then go to leave, as he doesn't at least order somebody to just walk out of the room to fix a room for their guest. Now, you do have Deku, after he does get back to his room, he does go to open the door. And he does see that the Earth Dragon is laying by the windowsill once again. And the window, it is opened. Now, Deku's quite confused. Hey there, little guy. Him walking forwards and going to bend down. Going to pat its head. I wonder how big you're going to grow. Then again, I'm also wondering what you eat. Now, Deku does hear his system give him a status report. Spiritual Companion. Knowledge. Earth Dragon. Level 1. Element. Earth. Manipulate the very ground underneath your feet. And he doesn't actually look at what it does eat. Okay, this is a, variety of things. Wait. Meat, vegetables, rock, dirt? You can literally eat dirt and rocks? But wait, you're an Earth Dragon. You're made of stone and meat. Wait, if you eat a rock, is that considered cannibalism? Okay, I don't even... Jesus. That's very confusing. Anyways, Deku going to bring out his hand. As the little creature does going to crawl up it. And Deku, he does see that. It's at least around the size of a dog. Or a German Shepherd. Or, a golden retriever, I want to say. I believe that would be the... Actually, yeah, no, I would say a Great Dane, but those are a lot larger in size. Now, this thing does go to stand on Deku's shoulders. And Deku does go to start walking away with it. Okay. Let's see. Can I give you some levels before tomorrow? Now, people do watch Deku walk around the castle with this tiny little dragon. As it does look kind of strange. But at the same time, it's also very interesting. Now, Deku would have gone to leave. As Atoriashi does retire to her quarters with some guards to keep watch on her. And Dominic, yeah. He's trying to work out his frustrations with his father. He just learned a pretty harsh fact. And you have Deku, who he does at least want to take this little dragon out on some quest. And see if it can get stronger before the next day. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.